What is up, YouTube? This is Inferno Rapid, aka IERPD, doing my second video on this series on how to get a girlfriend. Now, our first video, we talked a little bit about self-esteem and confidence and whatnot. So if you haven't watched that video, I will leave a link in the description so you can go watch that. Before I even start, I have two clips today, two gameplays of mine. First one, as you can see, playing some Sticks and Stones. On Standoff Black Ops 2, I go 32-8. And the second is also on Standoff, but I was playing Demolition. I joined late, so I was only playing the second round of Demolition. And I went 33-6. Using the DSR that was pre-patched before they patched it. So, you're going to see me quickscoping pretty fast, and that's because, yeah, it was before they patched it. Anyways, now that I got that out of the way. Now, today, we're going to be talking about couple things. See if I can get through all that I wanted to say today. I'm kind of talking about building yourself up a little bit after you have that self-esteem, how to keep it going. I'm going to talk about how to choose the actual girl you want to date, or at least try to. And I'm going to talk about your plans, and if I got enough time, I might get to actually talking about what you can talk about in a date, or if you're hanging out with this girl. So, first things first. After you actually get your confidence up and you have a self-esteem, and at least, you know, it doesn't have to be amazing. It has to be like somewhat like an okay level, you know. To keep it there, usually what I try to do, or what works pretty good, is make sure you're showering pretty much every day. Make sure you smell good, you look clean, you have good clothing, you know. I don't know. Most people tend to. I've never really seen that many people that look ugly to me. Like, most people tend to know how to dress, but just make sure, you know, you can pay attention around you and see, you know, look at what other people are wearing, look at how they look, what they smell like. That's kind of creepy. What they smell like, whatever, you know, just pay attention to those little details. If you want to wear jewelry, I don't know, earrings, whatever you want to wear, you know, just make sure it kind of goes together a little bit. Don't be walking around with freaking socks to your knees, sandals, a white shirt. Well, white shirts are fine, but like a red shirt with like blue pants and then a purple hat, you know, all these colors, really not gonna work too good. Make sure you're kind of keeping it together, you're looking good. Nothing too fancy, you know. You don't want to be dressing up like you're going to a freaking wedding. So keep that in mind. How you look, how you smell, you know, what other people think of you. You know, that sounds very bad because you're not supposed to really think about other people think about you, but in this case you kind of do. Now, after you kind of got this down a little bit, you went shopping, whatever you had to do to get your clothes together. First step, choose the right girl. Now, I can't really tell you, you know, this is the type of girl you have to look and this is the type you don't, but I can kind of guide you to what my liking and how I did it. Personally, I would, for a first girlfriend, date / whatever you call it, I would not choose Mrs. Popular in your school. You know, everyone has that girl or that group of girls who are like really popular and they always are looking cool and all these things. Yeah, I wouldn't really go for that. That's kind of not the group you want to be in, at least for your first time. That's you can get hurt pretty bad. Now, personally, I feel you should try someone who you like in both ways. Physically, you know, physically it doesn't mean she has to be skinny, smoking hot, 10 out of 10, you know. It just means you kind of like her. You know, she's not ugly. You know, kind of see what you like. Look around your school, and just see what you like. See if you like skinny, fat, tall, short, black, white, Asian. I don't know, whatever you like, or if you just have no preference. Now, another trait that I usually look at is how nice they are and how comprehensive they can be, because some people can be looking really fine and be all this and all that, and then you talk to them and they're the stupidest person ever and they do not comprehend life whatsoever. That person, I would try to stay away from it. I just find someone who's nice, who you think, you know what, maybe she could be the first one. to have to deal with me. It's a joke. Anyways, yeah, just make sure you kind of choose someone who you think might be a good chance of maybe going out with you. Maybe she already likes you. Maybe she looks at you sometimes. When you're sitting in math class and it's very boring and you don't care about how to do a derivative and she's looking at you and you look at her, maybe you can choose her. I don't know. Figure that out. Now, once we have that, here comes the planning. And this sounds very creepy, but here comes the planning. Now, first thing in a plan is how you want to approach this girl. There's a different couple ways you can do this. Basically 2 ways, and you know I don't exactly. I divided in this video. I divided in 2 exactly, but that doesn't mean there's still only 2 ways of doing it. There's actually a lot of ways of doing it. These are the 2 that I kind of set myself in the middle of this 2. I don't go one way or the other way all the time. I kind of rock back and forth depending on what I feel might work. Now, the first one is what a lot of people think it's the right one, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying a lot of people think it's the right way, and you know what? It's not wrong. I'm saying a lot of people use it, and that is the way of saying basically you see her, like, you kind of talk to her a little bit to make sure she knows your name, she knows you're not a creeper. Basically, she knows kind of who you are a little bit. You know who she is. You know, you think you might like her, things like that. Now, that girl, now you can, what most people do is find a girl like that, get all those check marks, and then ask her out on a date. A lot of people do that. I don't mind it. I've done it before. I find that kind of creepy sometimes. It might work though. If you want to give it a try, you can totally go ahead. It has worked for you, but that's not exactly what I do. Now, what I do is kind of a little bit what most people, if you ask anyone, this is what most people say not to do, but this is what works for me, because I don't know if it's from experience or I know how to do it or I get lucky. Shit, I don't know. Could be all 3. I don't know. It could be I'm just lucky as shit. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, what I try to do is kind of get into a friend zone, which a lot of people are scared of friend zone. That's actually a good thing. Sometimes being in the friend zone is actually good, because what you do is you get into a friend zone, you know, you make sure she's not dating anyone already. Don't be a dumbass. Don't be dating people who already have boyfriends. Don't do that. Anyways, make sure she's single. And basically what you do is you kind of get into a friend zone. You're nice to her, you kind of talk to her, but don't be all over her ass, you know, and that sounds weird, but don't push any friendships or anything crazy like that. Just, yeah, make sure you're friends with her, and then you can try out how you like it, and then ask her out once you actually know how she is deeply. You actually know her more. So that was my commentary for today. I hope you guys like it. If you got any questions or other tips, you can write it in the description, and I will reply as soon as I can. Peace out.